Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It's Friday, September 5th, just after 9 o'clock at night, and this is our daily recap video for LFGY, that's YieldMax's Crypto Industry Option Income ETF. It's Friday, so that means it is payday for us, not just at work, but also thanks to YieldMax. Reminder, I'm on X at ETF_Inspector1. I post all things related to the videos I make, the ETFs I cover, trades, and shout outs and thank yous, and also announcing new funds as well. So if you didn't see it already, I did make a video on WPay, the new fund that came out. Right here, it's actually been my best performing video so far. Out of the 221 that I've made, that one has done the best, and it's only a day or two old. So thank you all. If you haven't seen it yet, maybe go check it out. Okay, we'll take a look at the market today as far as LFGY is concerned. They just about turned positive at the end, but not quite. They did in the after hours, though, go up nicely, 1.2%. So started off the day looking good, dropped into ugly territory, made it back to just about even. We see a decent amount of green, but there is some red mixed in. We'll look at each one individually on our spreadsheet. But odd for our crypto fund to end up down with major crypto names being up as much as they are, but we've been having that happen a lot lately in this fund. So after 5:30, we're able to go onto the YieldMax website and download the trades. Luckily for me, LFGY did not have very many trades today, line 754 to 781, so 27 trades, not bad at all. We had 200 to talk about in the Ulti-Sulti video for comparison. All right, so we look at our trades, we put it in. We have to multiply out to get all our totals, and then we sum it all up per underlying to see how much money we made or spent, made or lost, closing and rolling. So we're not going to focus a whole lot on strike prices or anything like that, because on Sundays we do our week look ahead, where we do a very deep dive, look at every single underlying and every option, strike price, how far in or out of the money. So on Fridays, we just want to hurry up and get to our weekend. So we'll just talk about how much we made or lost, up or down, and get it closed out. So again, there won't be the orange, so we don't have to talk about it on this side as well, because we're not going to talk about any of the options. Everything that was going to expire today is now closed out and rolled to at least next week, and we will dig into all those details on Sunday. So Clean Spark, closing and rolling, paying a penny to close out, really only getting 16 cents on the sales. It's $76,000 credit. I can't imagine how much longer they're going to be looking to trade these, where, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of money to be made premium-wise. Galaxy Digital had a credit of $87,000 on the close and roll. Actually, that's interesting. We paid 6 cents to close out our $24 calls, and then we received 10 cents selling to close out our $26 calls. So we caught, I don't know if you'd consider that arbitrage, however you say that word, or not, but there's no reason why a $26 call should have been more expensive than a $24 call for the same date, both being out of the money. But that's doing real well right there. Selling for next week, bringing in 39 cents a share. Hood, let's take a look at this one. Closing out for 48 cents, rolling to next week to 244. That's how much we collected. Unfortunately, we dropped our strike, so we were closing out our 108s and we sold 104s for next week. Well, if you didn't see the Ulti video and you weren't paying attention, after hours the S&P did their rebalancing and they added Robinhood to the S&P 500 taking them up 6% in the after hours. So 107.33 is where they're trading after hours tonight. So if we'd have left that 108, we would have been able to realize all of that, or capture all of that gain without getting beat up. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case because we sold 104s and purchased 112s. So we're going to end up having to pay that difference to close it out. But overall, we had a credit of $122,000 on that close and roll. Hut 8 Corp closing for 7 cents, selling for 74 cents, bringing in $162,000. Strategy or MicroStrategy closing for $289. That's kind of pricey, but selling out till next week, brought in over $9 a share. Had to pay a decent amount for, call it the insurance. It's not protecting in the event that MicroStrategy drops, but it is protecting in the event that it runs up too far beyond our sold strike. But we brought in $121,000 on that transaction. NU Holdings resulted in a credit of almost $67,000 on that close and roll. Similarly, right, we closing out our puts, we had a put spread there, and this doesn't even make sense. So we were able to sell our $14.50 put for more than we had to pay to close out our $15 put. That makes no sense, but it worked in our favor. So we got 4 cents per share more just closing out. That works out great because we only made 7 cents more per share as far as selling the spread moving forward. So that helped a lot. 66,000 overall, and Riot Platforms resulted in a $121,000 credit, closing and rolling to next week on those calls. Okay, so all of those transactions looks like all wins. We like that. $757,000 credit trading today. So we had credits on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we were in the positive. We did make some money this week. It's not going to end up being enough to pay the distribution, but at least it won't be 100% ROC. Not that that's a bad thing. Some people think it is, though. But surprisingly, that's going to go along with a positive increase in value. So did I look at something? No. So this is one of those times it doesn't make sense. So they brought in money. They had a surplus. They had a credit trading options today, and their shares overall increased in value today. Why in the world was the price down? It doesn't make sense. So that's most likely why it climbed in the after hours, because all of a sudden people realized it was free money. They were getting to buy something worth over $34 a share for under $34 a share. But okay, as we move over to the holdings page, we'll just scroll through quickly and just talk about what each underlying did. Bitmine Immersion was down 0.36%. Again, we're not going to talk about how far in or out of the money options are, because if they were expiring today, they are now closed and rolled. And if they're expiring next week, we'll talk about them on Sunday. Bitdeer Technologies, the big winner today, up 2.83%. So we don't have any real big swings, but that resulted in a $181,000 increase in value. Clean Spark up 1.75%. Coinbase down about 2.5%. It is always odd. Usually all the big crypto names move in the same direction. So to see some up 1% and 2% and the others down 2% is kind of odd. Core Scientific somehow managed to pull off a 0% day. I did double check. It might have changed a penny, but that's not the one I was looking for. Core Scientific. So according to this, closing at 1362 is a 0.01% increase, but according to this, closing at 1362 is 0% because the records showed that they closed at that same price yesterday. Circle Internet Group down about 2.5%. ETHA up about 1.5%. We've got $1.6 million, almost $1.7 million sitting in government obligation funds, and negative 550 in cash. So really, we got just over $1 million in dry powder. Galaxy Digital was up 2.5%. GameStop up 1%. Robinhood Markets down 1.6%, but that's only before getting added to the S&P, where they jumped up 6%. So we're going to see a nice increase in that on Monday, most likely if they continue trading the way they ended. Hut 8 Corp down 0.9%. IBIT, the iShares Bitcoin Trust, up 1.72%. We don't trade options on them. Still not sure why. Maybe I'll ask that question one day. 63.42 closing price, $307,000 increase in value. Mara Holdings up a little over 0.5%. MBTX was up decently, so that's not great for our spreads here. We've got a sold credit spread and a purchased, a credit call spread or call credit spread and a debit put spread. So in both scenarios, MBTX going down is good for us. Mercado Libre was down a fraction, 0.01%. Comes out to about, 31 cents on a $2,400 stock. Strategy was up 2.5% today. They did give it back, though, after not getting added to the S&P. Where is it? Down 2.89% in the after hours. I think there was a lot of anticipation, people thinking that it was going to get added. We sure were hoping so for our Misty shares. NU Holdings down 0.87%. NVIDIA was the big loser over here today, down 2.7%. So our big loser and big winner were very similar, 2.5-ish% each direction. Opera up 0.11%. PayPal was down 0.29%. Riot Platforms was up just about 1%, and Block down just a little over 1%. So all of those changes resulted in a $396,000 increase in value. So again, they increased in value overall, and they brought in money trading-wise, and yet somehow traded down during the day. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but it did catch back up after hours. Yesterday, people bought into the fund. About 50,000 shares were new creation units, so outstanding shares rose to 5.3 million. There's $180 million in assets under management. And our most recent distribution, that was last week's, we just got it today, 44.1 cents per share. All right, on Sunday, we'll go through. I'll update all these IVs. We'll make a new estimate. We'll total up money made and take a look at the week and see what we think, how next week is shaping up. So I don't have a dad joke for you. I didn't have two prepared, so you got to go watch the Ulti video. And if you don't have Ulti or Salty, just scroll to the end so you can catch the joke. So have a good weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video.